If your dog has bitten somebody or is being accused of biting somebody, the authorities are going to ask you to bring in the dog, and the other party or even their attorney is going to ask you for information about vaccinations. The question is, should you comply? And the answer is yes, you should. You better. I'll tell you all the reasons why. First of all, if the authorities order a quarantine and you don't produce the dog, or if the quarantine is at your house and you don't really keep the dog segregated from other dogs and other animals, you've committed a crime. You can go to jail or you can be fined. So that's a very good reason. But probably the best reason why you don't want to fail to obey the quarantine order has to do with rabies. If the person who was bit dies of rabies, it's a painful death. You're going to be held responsible. And since you broke a law that could have prevented the death, you could go to jail for that for a long time. So you have to obey the quarantine order. Now, sometimes people are very defensive when their dog is accused, and they don't want to cooperate. They don't want to give information about whether or not there was a vaccination for rabies. Don't be tempted to do that, because the rabies shots cost between $20,000 and $25,000. If a person has been bit and their doctor tells them to get the rabies shots, and you haven't given the information, even if your dog has been vaccinated, if they go out and get those rabies shots and spend that kind of money, you're going to be held responsible for it. And an attorney will take that case against you, whether you have insurance or not, because it's a $20,000 to $25,000 case. You're going to lose it. And in the course of losing it, whether you have any assets or not, they're going to hit your bank account for whatever is in there. They're going to garnish your wages. And if you do own something like a house or some kind of property, some kind of valuable personal property, they'll grab it and they'll sell it. So you definitely have to obey the quarantine order. You have to give people information about your dog's vaccinations, and you need to obey the law the way they lay it out to you when they quarantine your dog or give you the dog to quarantine it at your house. Now, there's one other thing that I want to tell you, and that is this. If your dog has bitten somebody or is accused of biting somebody, there may very well be a dangerous dog hearing. That's a hearing in which evidence is produced. You're invited to come and defend your dog. And the authorities determine at the end of the hearing whether your dog fits the definition of a dangerous dog in that jurisdiction. In other words, in the state or the city or the county, whatever law they're enforcing against you. In order to fight this, if your dog is not a vicious dog, you are welcome to purchase a copy of a book called Defending Your Dog, Win Your Case in Dog Court. That book was written by me, and it contains the sum total of my experience in dog court, and it will show you how to deal with the charges so that even if your dog is wrong, even if your dog did bite the person, you can at least make sure that the sentence is not too harsh. That's one of the objectives of a criminal defense. So, bottom line, why are they quarantining your dog? It's for your benefit. Do you have to obey the quarantine order? Yes, you do, because there's so much at stake. And if you are accused in dog court, and if your dog is basically brought up on charges, get a copy of Defending Your Dog, Win Your Case in Dog Court. You get it through the dogbitelaw.com website.